This is Holden, and I wanted to actually talk about something that I've been thinking about recently, which is passing. And I was trying to explain it to my mother, so I figured I'd make a video. Passing is basically whether someone identifies you as the gender that you wish to be identified as. For example, as a trans masculine person, I like to be identified as or being approached by other people with male pronouns, for example. Another example is like in the grocery store or something, someone saying, "Hello, sir," or something like that, something that affirms my masculine identity. Not passing is when someone uses female pronouns or says, like, "Hello, ma'am, how are you today?" or something like that. But the idea of passing to me is problematic in itself because passing inherently means that there are only two genders, which is just false. There are all genders and non-genders and everything. And so passing implies that you are male or female, which is just not true for a lot of people. Even for myself, I don't even necessarily identify as male. And it kind of makes me uncomfortable when people call me a man or say you are male or something like that. Because for me, that's not true. I really identify with the umbrella term of trans with an asterisk. But I like being identified as masculine in body. Passing also, to me, it feels a little bit weird because it kind of feels like, oh, I'm flying under the radar. I'm tricking these people into thinking that I'm the gender that I actually am. You know what I mean? Just the term itself is a little problematic because it implies some sort of deception, which is like not what people are trying to do by just being themselves and by being trans. I think it's more about people identifying you correctly when they don't know anything about you. And it's a thing that happens. Like, we have to accept it as a reality that, like, yes, sometimes people don't identify you correctly for, like, whatever reason. But I also try not to think about the idea of passing at all because that can also be really dysphoria inducing. Because if I worry about passing, then I'm not being myself. I'm worrying about being perceived as male. And I really shouldn't be concerned about that because then I'm projecting maleness instead of Holdenness. And that doesn't seem right to me because, or the whole point of coming out as trans and doing the whole testosterone thing and going for top surgery is to be myself and to be happy. And that's all that matters. So if I'm already trying to do that, I really shouldn't try to be anything that I'm not by trying to pass. So those are my thoughts on passing. But I also have the privilege of being in an environment that is very trans friendly and very just gender variant friendly. Whereas maybe in some place else, someone really has to worry about passing because otherwise they might get beaten up, get killed, etc. Like, they might be in a lot of trouble if someone recognizes their transness to some degree. So there's that. I hope this video was helpful. And if you have any questions or suggestions for future videos, please let me know. See you soon.